Hello everyone and welcome to SUTV Live, with Sheffield United looking to stay ahead of the rest at the top of the Championship. Tonight, Queen's Park Rangers are in town trying to hunt United down. The whole game is live at 7:45. Before then, we'll bring you all of the team news, get the thoughts of two very special guests, and chat to Paul Heckingbottom, George Baldock and Tommy Doyle. It's first against fifth in the Championship. It is the Blades against QPR. And for all the match pass information and broadcasting regulations for tonight's game, go to the website sufc.co.uk. So here we are then, ready to go under the lights at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United up against Queen's Park Rangers tonight, and we are joined by Blades royalty tonight. Two former players who should never ever have to buy a pint on a night out in Sheffield. First, it is this man, the Bound Slayer, and he never gets bored of seeing it, and neither do we, to be honest. Mark Duffy, good evening to you.
Evening, okay.
Should we have a little gander at this for another time, eh?
Seen it many times now. It's always brilliant to watch back though, and sort of reminisce. And it was a fantastic day for everybody.
And we've got someone alongside you tonight who can rival you in terms of quality in a Sheffield derby. It is none other than Michael Brown. And this goal was voted not that long ago as one of the best goals in recent years for Sheffield United. You can see why. Some strike. Good evening, Michael Brown.
Evening. Not sure about the celebration though, Paul.
Oh, it doesn't matter. When you score a goal like that, who cares?
I still love to watch that. I mean, it's great memories. We can show it again a bit later if you want.
Well, maybe. If you pay me enough, okay, I might slide it in again. Let's get straight to the team news here at Bramall Lane for tonight's game against QPR. Just the one change from the weekend. Jayden Bogle comes in to start. His first start since February, and Reda Khadra is the player that drops to the bench. So Fodringham in goal, Basham, Egan, Norrington, Davis as the three at the back, Baldock and Bogle as the wing-backs. Midfield, Berger, Norwood and Doyle, McBurney and Njai up front. What do you make of Jayden Bogle coming in, Mark Duffy?
Yeah, obviously, he's a natural defender. Obviously, Khadra played left wing back the other day. I just think it's a natural position for Bogle to play more than Khadra. So
good to have Bogle back. I mean, it was a shame when he got injured. He was just getting into a bit of a rhythm, chipping in with the odd goal here and there. But it shows you the depth that United have when players are fit.
Well, it does. I think you've looked along the last couple of seasons about the depth of the squad, people being able to call upon. But again, injuries haven't helped the situation. The Championship's very, very difficult. The games come thick and fast. International games, they're just before the weekend as well. So it's another opportunity for him. I think it's a real solid player coming in. We'll see where he's going to fit, where he's going to play, if he's going to go straight into that left wing back area. But great run for him,
Yeah, there was a feeling of real disappointment here on Saturday. It was another point on the board, but the way that everybody reacted, including some of the players as well, it felt like they were beaten here. They've been on such a good run, but it was a frustrating afternoon, wasn't it?
Yeah, I just think obviously with all the wins we've had at home now, we sort of have that expectancy of them to just win games. But as Brian has just said, the Championship's so difficult. Any team that you come up against will give you a real tough test, and Birmingham, it was a tough test, and especially after an international break when you've had players going away and they feel a little bit leggy and stuff.
Do you think that's the thing though? Do you know when they're coming back from international, the games are always there and you're at the top of the table? And you do get frustrated in this league when you don't pick up maximum points. Yeah. But it is so difficult, and you feel like we should win those games. But again, the Championship for some reason doesn't always lead to it.
No, definitely not. And as I say, when you have players going away, they're coming back at different times and stuff. And some players might have played 2 or 3 games while they're away, and you have that long flight, and you are coming back leggy. And the Championship's ruthless, isn't it? As you know, it's relentless week in, week out. So you need to be in tip-top shape, and that's where the squad comes into it.
I think we can have a look at the state of play in the league table as it stands at the moment. Still very healthy, although the lead at the top was cut down a little at the weekend. There is another big game elsewhere tonight, Reading playing Norwich. So that's one definitely to keep an eye across. But still a very healthy picture at the top of the table. Just the one defeat for United, and that was in the first game at Watford. So in terms of a response, you can't ask for much more than that, can you?
It was a great return, isn't it? And that Watford game, you're looking and you're thinking, Watford are going to be the favourites. There was some real talent in the squad. Obviously, they've had mixed performances, now a change, obviously a manager as well. So great reaction. Obviously, still finding your feet. the record for Paul Heckingbottom is amazing since he's took the job. I think that's something we've always got to keep looking at and consider. But it's a tough league. It's not to be frustrated when you get that draw. And that's the difficulty, isn't it? When you come back out, does it create a bit of nervous tension? It shouldn't. Just keep thinking we're top of the table. We keep going, we keep marching on. And against another difficult opponent.
Yeah. They're going to have to get used to facing teams that want to come here and sit in and frustrate, aren't they? I'm not suggesting QPR will do that. I don't think they will. But quite a few teams will adopt that approach coming here, won't they?
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of teams will sit back and have that low block and try and frustrate them, because Bramall Lane on a Tuesday night, it is unbelievable when you get the crowd behind you and we're playing our way and it's on the front foot, it's attacking football and we get the crowd involved.
But they're the special nights for you, though.
Oh,
do you know, like when I think back now and you're looking at those nights and you're here and when it's loud and I don't know, there's something, it's amazing, isn't it?
I preferred the Tuesday nights rather than the Saturdays just because tonight is just perfect. It's been raining a little bit, everyone will be coming to the ground expecting
it's true, the game's thick and fast, but the Tuesday one, I don't know. Normally you're thinking, the recovery.
What is it about the Tuesday night game?
Just the night game here. I don't know. It's something. Just the stadium, the look at it, the feel. Yeah. It's a special place, and when it's a big game as well, and when it's really up for it, we've seen some wonderful games over the last few seasons.
How is it for a player though? Because obviously, with it being at night, it's a long day, isn't it? Till match time.
So what? Just get ready. Nice recovery, pre-match.
Give us
have
an
a sleep. I used to sleep all the afternoon, a couple of hours, and make sure I just disappear. I'd have the right food, wake up, and I'd only have a little bit then. But those couple of hours, I'd make sure I'm in bed, just focusing, getting ready, hydration, thinking about the game, and then the travel across. And
definitely thinking about the game.
Sleep. I wouldn't be able to sleep.
Yeah,
I can still do it now really, really well, I promise.
But you're just thinking about the game and how the game's going to pan out and what you want from the game and the positions. Because you'll have done you'll have watched the VTs of the opposition and you're thinking of where the space is, who you're up against. So all these things, but then you want to switch off as well. So then
I think these are the games, when there's less preparation, when it's a quick turnaround, and you look at your teammates and even yourself, you start doing this warm. I don't know if you felt it, but I'd be a little bit fatigued. And I'm thinking, how am I going to get through this game? Do you know, I'm already struggling from Saturday. It's quick. And all of a sudden, you just find something and your body just gets going. And when you're on momentum and your teammates are around you, someone will drive forward, you go and back them up. And when you've got a really good team spirit, good players around you, it tends to get you through these ones. And I used to
always think in the tunnel, we used to get that energy in the crowd and stuff like that. It would give us the energy, and once we would go out there, it would just be unbelievable.
Did you know you were going to have a good game depending on how you warmed up?
To be fair, if I'd have thought I was going to have a good game on some of the warm-ups, you'd never believe it. Because actually, do you know, you're playing sort of 50 games, you constantly got a niggle. There's not many games you go out and you haven't got a little bit of stiffness or a problem with an ankle or a bruised foot. So you're always thinking and fearing, can you get through it? But it's amazing, isn't it? The recovery, how you get through the games. And
you have the adrenaline going through your body, and as soon as you step out there, 2 minutes into the game, the pain's gone. It's a weird one.
For some find it easier than others, but you've got to get through it. But do you know, and again, we're sat here and you miss these nights. You've got to make the most of it.
Yeah, definitely.
And let's hope United do make the most of it tonight. The recent form, as you said, Michael, has been really good. If you just have a look at the last bits of recent form that Sheffield United have had, I mean, the Birmingham result, okay, it was a point on the board, and Paul Heckingbottom wasn't getting too downcast over it. Still very much upbeat, still top of the table, 4 wins out of the last 5. Clean sheets in 4 of those games as well, let's not forget. So the platform, again, as it was last season, is there.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing what's really impressive is the away form. Last year, the home form was superb, especially when Hecky took charge. But, they always had question marks of the away form. But as you can see there, that they've went away from home 3 times there. And
look at it as well, though, isn't it? 1-0, 2-0, all clean sheets away from home. And you hear mixed reports, don't you, about the performances in those away. Oh, we didn't really play good. Yeah. And that's a great sign, isn't it, going away. And
the confidence that gives you going into the next games, knowing that your back 4 back 5 can clean sheets is unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great confidence booster and grinding out. And then all of a sudden you start going away and you're thinking, we're all right here. Where normally you've got the panic on when you're up against it slightly. And you just feel, we'll be all right, we'll just keep going and later on we'll get our chances, have a bit of composure. But it all comes within the team. You need to stay away from a few injuries, but I do believe now that the staff that are here have got that nice blend of experience of helping these players get through a difficult and a long season.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's hear now from Tommy Doyle, shall we, who's enjoying a regular run in the side. He admitted to me earlier on, though, that he himself felt frustrated by that Birmingham draw at the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit disappointing that we couldn't take all 3 points. But I think you can't always win every game, unfortunately. So the most important thing is we didn't lose. We came away with a point, and obviously tonight we're gonna obviously look to win the game and put on a good performance for the fans.
Great night for it, under the lights, slick surface. It's what you want, isn't it, as a footballer?
Yeah, it's exciting. Honestly, it's exciting. It's every time I play here, it's really exciting with the fans and the atmosphere that they bring. So hopefully tonight we can give them something to sing about and win the game.
And how much are you enjoying things? Because obviously you had an injury in pre-season, which meant you missed the first couple of games of this season, but you're getting a regular run now.
Yeah, pre-season was tough, obviously, with the injury. You don't plan on getting injured, so when that came, it was obviously a little bit difficult, but I knew that I'd get my chance at some point, so it was just about being ready when I get back, and I'm really enjoying it at the moment. Hopefully I can find the net soon and get my first goal, but up until then I'm just happy to help the team as much as I can and keep performing.
I was going to ask you about the goals. Do you feel that one might be close?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, for me, the main thing is that I try and perform to my best ability and help the team as much as I can. And once the goals start coming, then obviously make me a lot more happier. But until then, I'm just going to keep giving 110%, and hopefully it drops for me soon.
Top of the league, you're facing one of the teams trying to hunt you down. They're not too far behind Queen's Park Rangers. What kind of a test will this be, do you think?
Yeah, it'll be difficult, but I think we just have to focus on ourselves and what we bring. Obviously we're a good team, and we're obviously looking to win every game that we take part in. So again tonight it'll be a tough test, but it's one that we're ready for, and hopefully we can get the 3 points.
More about Tommy Doyle in a few moments, but first let's just take you back to the weekend. Sheffield United held here by Birmingham, but tonight looking to go 11 games unbeaten.
Birmingham to get us underway. The former Sheffield United striker Scott Hogan, Norrington Davis, Cadra. And goes the cross, awkward as well for Birmingham to deal with. United keeping up the pressure. Berger fired in there into the hands of John Ruddy. Doyle's cross, a deep one, it's hit the top of the bar. Back with Cadra once more. First time cross from Norwood. Flicked on by McBurney. Retrieved by Baldock. Berger, lovely first touch. Berger strike! Ooh. Here comes the free kick from Ollie Norwood towards Egan, who connects. Basham on the outside. Here's Chris Basham, pulls it back for Baldock. Ooh. Really good block. It's United who will get us underway. And here's Ollie Norwood, who sends one into the Birmingham half. Lovely play by United. Norwood at the heart of it once again. Cadra now finding Chris Basham. Basham gets his head up, through in the box for the Blades. There's Njayi with a header. Will be Norwood to deliver. Might go all the way through, and the strike is a brilliant one, and it's Ollie McBurney. Quick as a flash, she rifles it into the corner. Wonderful strike from McBurney. His goal run continues, and Sheffield United have broken the deadlock. In goes the cross. And Deeney and Mark, real chance, and Deeney scores. Birmingham are level. It flicked off a United head, and Troy Deeney was there, the Birmingham skipper. It's his first goal of the season, and Birmingham City have levelled. And Bogle will bring it forward. And he's found Ryan Brewster, and Brewster takes it early. Sharp makes a break. He looks for Billy Sharp. Billy Sharp for United. Saved by Ruddy.
So United getting a point against the Blues, but it was also a game that saw a change of position for Reda Cadra.
Yeah, I think my first time left wing back, or as left winger. I think I did well. I'm happy with the performance. Of course, you can always play better, and yeah.
How big a challenge is that when you're asked to start a game out of position, if you like, and take on a very different job?
That's football, and you need to be ready for everything. And if the gaffer wants me to play there, and then I'm playing there and try to do my best on this position.
Do you feel almost the need that you need to get that win back on the board to get motoring again at the top of that table?
Yeah, I think it's always important to win at home. This is where we're strong at, and we want to keep going winning games.
Quick word on Ollie McBurney. Can't stop scoring these days.
Yeah.
Quite a goal, that.
Yeah, I'm really happy for him after his injury that he scoring goals, and he's very important for us. Yeah.
Well, Reda Kadra is the player who drops out tonight, with Jayden Bogle coming into that left wing-back role, unless Paul Heckingbottom's going to throw a really wicked surprise at kick-off time, but I would have thought he'll play left wing-back. Michael Brown, let's come to you. Fair play to Reda Kadra. That's not his position, playing left wing-back. He wants to be further up the pitch, either on the wing or in behind the strikers. But it says a lot for the manager when he can turn to players like that and put them in positions where they're not necessarily that comfortable in. We've seen it with Reece Norrington-Davies, who, to be fair, has slotted into the left-sided centre-half position really well, but not his natural position, shall we say. And there's quite a few players in this group that have had to do similar things along the way due to injuries.
Well, I think that's normal now. I think it's normal practice, and when you're going to do it, you're top of the league, that's the time actually as a player you think, well, get me in the team, I don't care where I'm going to play, but I've got to just obviously concentrate positionally where I'm at. It's a bit unusual for me, but when I get the ball, I'm still going to do the right things. I'm going to still drive forward. How can I contribute in those occasions? So yeah, people have got to change positions, and you ask him straight away, would he rather be playing tonight in that position? You know, definitely. That's the difference. You want to get in the team. It's infectious, isn't it?
And the way we play is the wing backs are so high anyway. You know, a lot of the time he'll be in attacking positions. So I think it's a position that he could possibly play.
Do you think that depends as well, though? Do you know, as a manager, if you look at you sort of your three centre backs, depending on which one that is behind you, and how you can step inside. Like we played here for years, where we had one player will play on the right, and the three midfielders just shuffle across, and it was a really like an unusual system. But whoever played on the left didn't want to really do it. Myself, Michael Tong were like, no, thank you, not for us today. But I mean, that's just it's a normal thing. But behind him is important, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, he will be more attacking than what is usually there. So someone who's playing behind him would have to be aware of that and have to probably shuffle over a little bit more. Yeah.
I want to talk about the opposite side and George Baldock. I don't know about you, but I just feel like his game's gone up a gear again this season. And I just wonder whether that might have something to do with playing internationally as well now. He's mixing with you know, some high caliber players playing for Greece. Kostas Tsimikas, he's spoken about, who seems to have taken him under his wing. What are your thoughts on what George is doing at the moment?
George is a fantastic player, and ever since he's come into the building, you know, he's given 110%. And you know, the one thing that probably people questioned was probably his end product a little bit. But I know George very well, and he works on that all the time. And obviously going away with the international team would obviously give anyone a confidence boost. And football is a lot about confidence.
Do you know when you're questioning, saying like he seems to be having a really good run, playing well again internationally? Do you know? Is that because the team are doing well? Because when the team are not doing so well, is that the question as a player? Do you feel, is he a confidence player, or is he?
Yeah, you know, I think sometimes he can beat himself up a little bit. You know, you see him sometimes he gets in those positions and he hits the first man, and you'll see him. You know, I always say he has little man syndrome. He kicks the floor and he gets frustrated with himself because he does work a lot on his end product and his game. So, you know, and with all that practice, he does get better. But the confidence thing, where he goes away in international, you know what it's like when you're feeling good, you're playing good, your shoulders come back a little bit. And,
it's good to see, isn't it? Do you know that he's performing well, obviously.
It is. We heard from Tommy Doyle earlier on. As a fellow midfield player, he's getting a run of games now. He's come here on loan from Man City. Perhaps needs to add a goal or two to his game. By his own admission, he needs to do that. But he's really settled in brilliantly. You know, John Fleck finds himself out the picture at the moment, and Doyle has slotted right in there.
Yeah, it was obviously a slow start for him, missing the start with injury. You feel like he's got that ability. People were saying good things about him last season, so that he's going to get better and better. And there was a row of clubs who wanted to go and take him. It was just that slow start that cost him. So obviously great upbringing, It's a great calibre and ability, but understanding a different style of football coming to Sheffield United. Do you know, it is slightly different. You're not always controlling the possession for such a long period of time, but he gets a run, Paul, he's going to get better.
And perhaps helped by the fact he was at Hamburg and he's had a taste of it with Cardiff as well, as opposed to someone like McAtee, who's the first time he's come out of the Man City
definitely the experience of the Championship, what he gained at Cardiff, you know, you can see that on the pitch. He's playing with that little bit more maturity, and he's used to the tempo of the game, whereas when I've watched McAtee a little bit, I think he's been a bit surprised at the quality and the tempo of the game.
He is a different player though as well. You know, McAtee's got great ability, and it's a different role in an advanced area. But I was speaking to people at Cardiff last season, and they said what surprised them the most is how hard he worked, how he'd put his foot in, how he'd mix it in with everybody else. And I was like, really? And they said, we want him back. You know, desperately. And then I thought, interesting, because you watch these players go from a Man City into the Championship, not necessarily top of the league, but still getting around and doing the right things. And now he's at the top of the league. It's slightly different, controlling games better, and he should be right in his stride now.
Well, let's hear from someone who's not having any trouble whatsoever in finding the back of the net. Ollie McBurney made it 5 goals in 6 games with his goal against Birmingham at the weekend, but he says the final outcome made it bittersweet.
Nice finish. You know, the game was frustrating. We knew that they was going to come and make things difficult. You know, sit behind the ball and drop deep and frustrate us. But you know, it was frustrating from our point of view once we got the goal to concede so soon afterwards. But you can't win them all, as they say. So we go again on Tuesday and hopefully get 3 points.
Yeah, you use that word frustrating there, but does that come a little bit because of the form you guys have been in as well?
Yeah, definitely. We feel like we can beat everyone here. You know, we feel like we should beat everyone here. So it kind of feels like 2 points dropped. But like I say, we didn't really create too many clear-cut chances today. You know, that they were quite good at frustrating and staying on the floor when they were injured and things like that. So it was frustrating, but like I say, it's a point. We'll take it and then go again on Tuesday.
And you can let us into a bit of a team secret. I said it was a good save by John Ruddy from Billy right at the end there. Does he see it that way?
Nah, you know what Bill's like. He's a bit frustrated with himself in the end there. He kind of, I think he said he wanted to take his touch and open out with his right foot. The touch has gone a bit, taking him a bit wide, and I think the keeper's done well. I haven't seen it back, but I think the keeper's done quite well and got out to it and narrowed the angle off. So I'm on Bill's side. I think it's a good save by the keeper, but you know, I think you'll have to ask him what he thinks about it.
Do you think he's sticking with the beard until he stops scoring? I know he's had the beard before, but it's getting long again. What do you reckon?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him. Hopefully he's in tonight because he scored again.
He's been on fire recently.
Hopefully it's down to his knees.
Well, possibly.
Fingers crossed.
But he's been on fire. I mean, much was made about how long he went without scoring.
Paul.
Incredible.
Confidence. When he scored that goal, how good everybody around him. He'd been working really hard. The manager's actually saying, do you know, it's not that important. It's how he contributes. But really, he wanted a goal. It was like
all strikers just want to score, don't they? You know, they all
want
to
go that run. Another good finish, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
different types of goals as well. That's what's impressed me. He's scoring all manner of goals. It gets a bit of luck here. The goalkeeper has a mare. It's a bobbler. But we've seen quite a few different strikes from him, haven't we?
Last season, he probably wouldn't have took that shot on because his confidence levels wasn't quite there. Whereas now he's scoring goals and he's getting in good positions and we're creating chances and he's having shots and you get the luck that you deserve.
Do you think that he's in his stride? He's much fitter and much healthier because you're getting more games. So ultimately, he's just producing better performances.
Yeah, definitely. He looks fitter, he looks stronger, and again, as I say, he's getting 90 minutes under his belt all the time.
It's like he's got a point to prove.
Yeah,
I think he would say that as well.
Dropped and said,
yeah,
he
had COVID last season as well. He had injuries along the way, which prevented him from getting up to full speed. And he's spoken a lot about working hard through pre-season and making sure he's fit, ready to go. And you know, you put the hard work in. The more you get in, the more you put in.
But he needs the team as well.
Yeah,
do you know,
exactly.
we keep saying that. However much you work hard, you need the teammates around, the service that he gets. So long may it continue.
Absolutely, hear to that. Well, United up against Queen's Park Rangers tonight. The last time these two met, well, they met twice actually, just back in April. But here, United won it.
Fits, and it's stabbed wide. We're underway once again in the Sky Bet Championship, and Bramall Lane is in full voice. Norwood's delivery. Egan it was, attacking it round the back. First corner of the night. Flex corner, left by Bulldog. This is Norwood! United take the lead. Ollie Norwood's first goal of the season. They're not going to take this one away from him. Perfect start for the Blade. Look at the space there for Stephen. He's gone for the cross instead. And McBurney's header is held by Westwood. Sanderberger. Still going Sanderberger. Oh, great block in the end by Barber. This is where he's dangerous. Chair with a cross. There is the half-time whistle. Second half is underway. It'll be interesting to see what kind of reaction United get from Queen's Park Rangers. Norwood. And goes the cross, looking for Egan, who stretches. Kept alive, is it? Here's Elias Chair. The danger man gets the shot away. An easy run from Sanderberger. Low cross, only half cleared. Stevens with the shot which was blocked. Now Gibbs-White tries to chip the keeper. Ilias Chair into the wall. Egan did his job. And Robertson heads clear. Jefferson once more. Osborne to Gibbs-White. Stevens calling for it. Gibbs-White only has eyes for goal. Sets Gibbs-White through, and look at Osborne here making ground on the right-hand side. Still Gibbs-White. Gibbs-White! Oh! Maybe last chance here for QPR. Dome with the cross. Fotheringham comes. Loses it! And it's stabbed wide.
Yeah, Sheffield United seeing the job through on that occasion. Hopefully a similar result here this evening as Sheffield United look to stay top of the Championship table. Just to mark your card for what we've got coming your way in the next couple of weeks. Sheffield United go to Stoke this weekend. We, of course, will be on air from 2 o'clock for that one. Then the Blades back here at home to Blackpool on the 15th of October. 2 o'clock start for us. And then it's a trip to Coventry, who United definitely owe one after their defeat there last time around. That's on the 19th, a Wednesday night, for that one. Let's recap the team news here then. Sheffield United at home to Queen's Park Rangers this evening. Just the one change for United. Khadra dropping to the bench. Jayden Bogle starting. Brilliant to see him back. So that's the only alteration from the draw with Birmingham last time out. And this is how United will line up tonight, we think, unless Paul Higginbottom throws in a surprise late on. I doubt he will. Baldock and Bogle, the wing-backs. Bogle on the left and Baldock on the right. Usual three at the back, Basham, Egan and Norrington Davis. Doyle, Norwood as the two holders in midfield, if you like, with Berger, McBurney and Njai at the top end of the pitch. I'll get the words out eventually. But there we are. That's how Sheffield United are going to line up tonight. As for Queen's Park Rangers, well, they make 3 changes from their game at the weekend, a victory at Bristol City. In come Dunn, Dazelle and Amos. Out go Clark, Salter, Johansson and Iro Bunam to the bench there. So 3 changes for them. We're expecting Dieng in goal, back 4 of Laird, Dunn, Balogun and Parle. Dazelle, Field and Amos in midfield with Roberts, Chair and Willock at the top of the pitch. One player we've not mentioned about for Sheffield United so far is Ollie Norwood and his influence on this team. And again, it's a discussion point we've had before. He's had his critics, but nobody can doubt what he offers this team, surely, Michael.
You can't doubt it. Obviously, promotion record and that experience he's gaining all the time. And me personally, I don't know why his teams don't actually put somebody on him a lot more than they actually do, because he wants to rotate the possession. He just sits, he's that pivot, wonderful, you know, distribution of the ball, whether it be that side foot one, whether it be a long diagonal. If you're playing in a team and I'm into a forward position, I want to get on the same wavelength as him, because you know he'll deliver. So if it's Ollie McBurney, you know, Njai, if he's pulling, straight away you need to say, this is where I want it to go. And you get a good relationship with somebody, I feel he'll do that for you. Yeah,
100%. Like, I had that relationship with Ollie, and as soon as he got the ball, I knew he could find you through the lines. And the thing with Ollie, 9 times out of 10, he plays the pass at the right weight of pass, which is so important, isn't it? Especially for an attacking player. You need the ball really fizzed into you, and Ollie can play that all day long.
And he can get you moving up the pitch quickly as well, because his accuracy more often than not is so good.
But if you watch the tempo that he plays it at, do you know, so you can actually be safe, you can have a square pass or a pass just in front. He'll sometimes have that stinging low one right across into a wider area where the wing back being released. So he'll take a risk, and someone will say, oh, well, today it hasn't worked out, he's lost a couple of balls. But when you're hitting him at that tempo and that sort of intensity, you try and go forward quicker, you will make the odd mistake.
Yeah, of course. He's so important for the team. Like, when he doesn't play, because the way we play, we have possession on one side of the pitch, and it comes out to Ollie, and he's probably the only one who can transfer it across at that pace to us get the overload on the other side of the pitch. And without him doing it, we don't get the overload.
But it has
and
to
don't
be
get
done
too
quick, doesn't it?
Of
That's
course,
the point,
and that's his thing. He drills it, you know, head height.
I'm intrigued by this game tonight, because I think it will be different to the Birmingham game. You look at the players that QPR have, they're not a sit-in team as such. They'll come and try and have a go, and their form suggests that they're more than capable of coming here and causing an upset, as it were.
Well, the away performances, we can see what they've gone on the road. I mean, that is slightly worrying, isn't it, when they have that belief away, like we've just discussed for Sheffield United.
Tough places to go: Watford, Millwall, Bristol City.
100%, and they'll feel that they can get a result when you have that confidence in the dressing room. And they've got a real threat, haven't they, at the top of the pitch? Roberts coming in as well to supplement what they already had. So, do you know, I feel like it's a dangerous game.
Yeah, I think you just have that pace, and with Che, they have that player who can do a little bit of magic at the top end of the pitch. So it will be a game where, you know, Ollie and the back lads do have to manage the opposition, especially on the counter attack.
Willock is so central to what they're all about. Chair is a big influence, but Willock is the one that they missed badly at the start of the season. It's no coincidence that as soon as he came back in, QPR's results took off again. And you look at some of the players they've got in their ranks, Seny Dieng, who actually saw score at Sunderland this season, a last-minute equaliser, which for me is one of the highlights of the season so far, covering football as I do every week. Jimmy Dunn's come back in. He's just come back from injury. Johansson drops out, so experience dropping out there. Then we talk about Ilias Chair, who for me is there and Jai. And then you've got Willock, who can dictate things, get on the ball, score goals, assist goals.
But he's got that something different, hasn't he? That he can take it through. But I say, you know, Tyler Roberts as well. Do you know? I think you're looking and they've got something about it. It's one of these teams that I look and sort of the last year or two, sort of under the radar a little bit, where you're thinking, oh, you look at the players and you're sort of going, oh, okay, not so sure. But they seem to have got results. Yes, they've fallen away when they've lost a couple of those players. But they certainly, you've seen with the board and the decisions they make, they are expecting the playoffs, the pressure's ranking up, that they need to be in those positions.
Would you expect them to be there or thereabouts come the end?
Obviously, they have quite a few young players in that team as well, so it's just and they're star players. It's just if they can keep up those performances at that high level, because as you see with younger players, they have those like highs and lows in the season. But again, they are a quality team, and it's just if they can maintain that.
How do you think they're set up though? Do you know here when they're going to come here today? That's the hardest one, isn't it? Against Sheffield United, what do you actually do? Do you actually come out and put the front three? Do you try and block it out straight away? Do you sit back in and have a look at it first, or
a lot of teams when I played,
what would you want? You know, like, if you're playing with Sheffield United today, what's the perfect scenario for you?
A lot of teams used to set up and try and match us up. But we used to always enjoy that because we'd mastered that system for a long period of time. So we used to always say, well, if they match us up,
come and do it like that because we're better than that.
We can play that system better than you. So if you want to match us up, it's man for man, and we know the rotations and the patterns. And sometimes I see that here, teams try and match them up, but they probably only worked on it 3 or 4 days. So for me, they need to just continue to play your own game.
They do.
Yeah.
I seem to recall in the opening stages here last season, they came and had a right go. At the start, they were quite aggressive from the off and tried to push us back. And obviously the goal helped from Norwood, and then United tried to kick on, and then QPR came in strong second half. So I wonder whether he's had a look at that.
I think they're going to. You would imagine they would start like that. You would imagine with confidence, trying to press, try to put the pressure on, try to quiet the crowd. Usual stuff that you hear, and hopefully it falls to one of those attackers. That's how they'll be looking to do it. You would imagine.
Well, Michael, you're in the commentary booth tonight. We're going to let you go and head over there and get ready for that. But before you do head over there, what's your prediction for this one?
Why have you done that to me already?
So we can ridicule you when you're absolutely wrong.
3-1 home win. I'm hoping
3-1 home win.
3-1. I'd like to see a few goals, especially in commentary. I'm looking forward to it. I want somebody to talk.
Absolutely right. Got yourself off.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you in a bit. Thank you very much indeed. Michael Brown's going over there to get himself ready for the commentary. Meantime, we'll hear from George Baldock, who's recently come back from Nations League duty with Greece, and he feels playing on the international stage has helped his game.
Yeah, I love it. It's a great feeling. Obviously proud for me and my family. I'm enjoying the camps. The players have been brilliant with me. I've settled in really well, and you know it's been a pretty successful Nations League campaign as well. So you know everything's gone well so far, and yeah, looking forward to kick on and try and reach a major tournament.
How do you feel that going away with Greece and playing with different players, working under a different coach, is helping you as a club player and as a person?
I feel like this year I've taken more responsibility. You know, a bit more of a vocal voice in the dressing room before games, and you know, I speak to a lot of the players. I just think you know that can help others, but also help myself. You know, taking that role, and I'm enjoying it. You know, I play a different formation away with Greece, totally different style of football. But yeah, it's just a great time to kind of. I know I'm not the youngest, but it's a great time to experience those kind of things, and like you said, hopefully bring it to the club.
Well, the atmosphere cranking up here at Bramall Lane, not too far away now from kick-off. Sheffield United against Queen's Park Rangers. High time we hear from the Sheffield United boss, Paul Heckingbottom, who's expecting the R's to provide a stern test tonight.
QPR have still got, for me, the same threats as they had under Mark last year, because they've got some good attacking players, good threat on the counter, players who can have big moments in the game, so we have to be wary of that. But there's a good hunger of them without the ball at the minute, you know, and they'll probably play out a little bit more from the back, and you try and get those players who are capable of big moments into the game that way. So, yeah, I expect the same tough game, but it'll be a different setup they have behind the ball to Birmingham's. There'll still be the same threat on the counter to Birmingham. But I think, like I said, then if they make 2 or 3 passes, that's when they try and get the lots of movement ahead of the ball, and the bigger players, or players should I say, capable of big moments in good positions. So that might be slightly different as well.
How impressed have you been with what Michael Beale has been able to do so far? Because the recent run is excellent.
Yeah, it is, and I can see, yeah, things knowing, obviously seeing bits of Michael when they took the work at Liverpool with Stephen up to Rangers, and I was at Hibs at the time, so I could see traits from the Liverpool to Rangers and things like that. So it's obvious now he's making his mark on the team and getting his ideas across, because he's got some good players to work with, you know. So I could see why, you know, he was excited about the job and the opportunity, because, as I said, they've got some talented players in that squad, and that's for us to be wary of and mindful of. So yeah, it's going to be tough. We know that, but listen, same thing from us. We'll focus on us and our performance and try and make it as tough as we possibly can for them.
Well, the fans are ready to welcome the two teams onto the pitch here at Bramall Lane. Quite a picture just behind us. Mark Duffy, you've been in this position before. You're in the dressing room, you're ready to go. You can hear the music, no doubt, outside. How are you feeling at this point?
Yeah, you just can't wait to get out there now. You know, you've done all your preparation. You've rested most of the day. You just want to get out there now and, you know, get the game started.
And obviously you've been in a position where you've been top of the league, you're there to be shot at. How does that pressure affect you? How does it feel to be the team that's got the target on the back?
You obviously know that, you know, a lot of teams are now wanting to beat you and you're there to be shot at, but you just got to take every game as it comes. I know that's a cliche everyone uses, but in the Championship every game is so difficult. You can't really look further than the next game.
It's all about momentum, isn't it? Just keep clocking the points up as best as you can.
Yeah, definitely. As you say, it's about momentum, and you know, you want the games to come thick and fast, because you're in that good space where everyone's feeling good, your fitness levels are good, you're playing well, so yeah, you're just excited about the next games.
Tony Curry derby, this one. Tony was up in the studio earlier on. He came and had a chat with you, didn't he? He's played for both clubs.
I did, yeah. I seen him picking some sweets up out the dugout, so I gave him a text to say, keep your fingers out the sweets. But he come up and, you know, obviously he's a legend, and me and Tony get on really well, and, you know, it was great to have a chat with him.
How did that relationship start then between you and him? How did he get?
He loved the way I played.
Right.
He really liked the way I played, and he said he's seen little bits of himself in me and all that. So I would sit with him and he would talk about the game, and I would try and pick up little tips from him, and yeah, so we always keep in contact. We text all the time. I got sent his book, and yeah, fantastic read as well.
Very nice. I think he was dipping into the sweets early because he's got Paddy Kenny down here tonight. So when Paddy's around, there'll be nothing left. Paddy's here as a special guest tonight. But we are closing in ahead of kick-off here at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United looking to maintain their place at the top of the championship table. We'll keep you posted on the game from elsewhere as well. Reading against Norwich, that's a big one. One for Sheffield United fans to keep an eye on. We'll try and keep tabs on that for you as well. But we are just about ready to go. And it feels like it's a big night again at Bramall Lane.
They're always big nights, you know. As I say, the championship, the games come thick and fast, and but nights that you want to be involved in.
Who's key tonight, do you think?
Just our general play, to be honest. I think, you know, the way we set up, and if we start the game on the front foot like we usually do, get after them, get the crowd involved, and yeah, just make it a real difficult night. I'm not going to highlight any one individual. It's got to be a team effort. And they're playing with a bit of a swagger at the moment as well, which comes with being at the top of the league. And they should do, because of the results that they've had. So, you know, hopefully they get another win tonight.
Fingers crossed, we shall see. Kick-off is almost here. High time we handed you over to your commentary team tonight. Former Blades midfielder Michael Brown alongside Matt Young.
United's run was extended to 10 at the weekend, but informed QPR are sure to provide arguably the toughest test to Paul Heckingbottom's league leaders tonight. The Blades held by Birmingham on Saturday, while